Welcome back. Two explosions hit Uganda's capital Kampala today, injuring a number of people in what police termed an attack on the city. This is the latest in a string of blasts targeting the country. Police say the explosions occurred in the central business district of Kampala, near the central police station and the entrance to Parliament. For more, we're joined by our correspondent Leon Ssenyange for an update. Leon, thank you for being with us. Firstly, the death toll, what's the latest?
Well, the police authorities today confirmed that 6 people died in today's bomb blasts. 3 of those were the suicide bombers and 3 were pedestrians and police officers who were within the vicinity of the explosions. Police also confirmed that 33 people were injured from in the bomb blasts. 5 of those are in critical conditions. The names that were put out today indicate that more than 20 of those who were injured are police constables. Now, these were officers manning the entrances to the key areas where the bomb blasts occurred. So that particularly is the latest on the casualties that have come through from the simultaneous bombing this morning in Kampala.
All right, and there's reportedly been a string of blasts. So who's behind this? Who is taking responsibility? Who is suspected, and what are their motives?
Well, no group has come out to claim responsibility. However, the authorities are linking these attacks to groups or linked to the Allied Democratic Forces. The Allied Democratic Forces is a rebel group that has been causing quite a lot of insurgency in the western part of the country, and they have occasionally had incidences of this nature going on. So the remnants of these particular groups are those that the authorities believe are responsible for these attacks. It's not the first that has actually occurred in the past 2 months. 22 days ago, there was a bomb blast on a bus. Then earlier than those 22 days was another bomb blast at an eatery. 2 people lost their lives in that incident. So the events are accumulating, and there's definitely quite a cause for concern in all areas.
And their aims, the Allied Democratic Forces?
Well, as far as what the authorities come out to say is that the authorities are able to capture a couple of the individuals they're in. Today, again, the authorities say they were able to subdue one of the suicide bombers there on the outskirts of the capital Kampala, and he was shot, but he's alive. So they have him in custody. The leader of the ADF a couple of years ago, Jamil Mukulu, was arrested. He is also in police custody and facing the charges of terrorism. So it's been quite a lot of work for the authorities to do in trying to subdue this rebel group. But even still, indeed, they still work for them on the table in trying to ensure that entirely the activities are put to an end.
Yeah. Reuters is reporting the blast in Kampala shocked a nation that is known as a bulwark against violent militants in East Africa, and whose leader has spent years cultivating Western security support. How shaken is Uganda feeling by the string of attacks? What's the overall security situation?
Well, I must admit that from the individuals that we spoke to earlier, the sense, of course, is of greater fear this time round. The previous incidences that happened over the last 25 days, I must say, didn't quite shock people until today's events, where simultaneously, and the police, of course, telecast videos of the occurrence of the attacks. So therein, of course, there's quite a lot of concern within the population itself. In terms of the authorities and the government, of course, now there's a lot of work to do in the fact that Uganda has been the home of chasing for peace in terms of matters of this nature, in terms of criticism and acting upon terrorism across East Africa. Now, the situation is seemingly getting out of hand, so there definitely has to be a lot of work in terms of the government trying to pull all stops to ensure that this is contained, and indeed contained for the safety of several of the Ugandans that, well, go about living their life.
All right, a quick update from Kampala in Uganda. Thank you very much, our correspondent Leon Ssenyange.